The Department of Defense ships tens of thousands of pounds of cargo from more than 600 distribution centers and logistics centers across the United States every day. Yet surprisingly, DoD transportation systems and shippers all work independently, executing and managing these shipments with little centralized planning, coordination, or control. As a result, shipments that could be consolidated for delivery to the same locations or others nearby, saving time and reducing costs, are often not. The Defense Transportation Coordination Initiative is changing the way we move freight within the DoD. DTCI is the Department of Defense's new concept for streamlining and managing transportation services. It enhances warfighter readiness by offering a centralized, uniform approach for shipments within the CONUS, providing for increased operational efficiencies and cost savings, as well as better visibility of DoD freight movements.
DTCI, or the Defense Transportation Coordination Initiative, is a freight consolidation program where we partner with a world-class third-party logistics organization to coordinate and consolidate freight movement for the Department of Defense. What we're really trying to do is we're trying to bring commercial best practices from our third-party logistics partner and bring them to the DoD freight transportation process.
Many major commercial companies such as Ford, Dell, Target, and Walmart have generated huge transportation savings by using 3PLs to manage the freight movement of their supply and distribution chains. DTCI promises to do the same for the Department of Defense.
The number one priority for DTCI is performance, getting the warfighter what they need as and when needed. The second priority is efficiency and actually saving money. When we use our commercial best practices that our partner brings to the table, we're going to be able to save approximately $50 million a year in total transportation spend dollars. That translates to about 20% savings over what we're spending right now to move things. So this is really a really significant savings for the program.
With DTCI, shippers no longer have to place phone calls to multiple carriers to confirm availability and rates, a process that was often time-consuming and not always the most cost-effective. Instead, they send shipping requests electronically to a single point of contact, the 3PL. The Transportation Coordinator then consolidates requests from one or more military activities to develop a more efficient load and route plan, chooses the most efficient mode of transportation, ground, air, rail, or barge, and selects a carrier based on the origins, destinations, and size and weight of the freight.
Part of the principle is to combine shipments where you get a more efficient freight transfer instead of piecemeal and with an open visibility. Anyone in the system along the chain can see what's being transferred and allows them to combine things. It just makes a far more efficient way of delivering the equipment to our fighters in the field.
For me, DTCI has meant the convenience of only having one number to call when we need carrier equipment here at the distribution center. It's also made it easier for us to get truckload equipment in faster than we were previously able to do that.
DTCI changes the way the DoD moves a lot of its cargo, but certain items are excluded.
We limited the initial contract for DTCI to freight all kinds because we knew it was a new effort and we wanted to keep the focus of the program on things that we knew we could do early and freight that we knew we could have success at doing. We believe that once we prove success with the program, then there's going to be other opportunities to expand it to some of the current exclusions.
We're looking at things that we thought we really could leverage the commercial best practices to best improve performance for a warfighter and efficiencies and save dollars.
Once transportation services are procured, the coordinator sends an electronic message to the traffic manager with a freight reservation, which includes the carrier, pickup and drop-off times, and rate.
I'm one of the distribution process workers that processes freight and small parcel that leaves the distribution center, and I ensure that the material that the customer requests is sent to them efficiently and accurately. One of the benefits that DTCI has given us is that it allows us to know better when we can expect a carrier when we request it.
After shipments are scheduled and picked up, the transportation coordinator is responsible for maintaining visibility through its web-based tracking system and by feeding information to DoD systems, ensuring on-time delivery by providing a mandatory delivery date that carriers must meet, managing carrier performance and quality, and taking corrective action when necessary, assisting the DoD with the identification and processing of misdirected freight, and coordination with local transportation officers to facilitate delivery, and handling loss and damage claims.
So far, DTCI has been positive. Of course, anytime you start a new program, there's going to be little nooks and crannies that you're going to have to fill. You're going to have to find the answers for, find out what it is that you need to do, not do. I think in the long run, it will be a good program for us to work with.
With DTCI, we bring quite a few changes to the distribution centers and also to the service sites. The biggest challenge that it has for us in this program is change management. We're going into centers where folks have been working for decades, and they do a fantastic job optimizing their processes locally. But what we're going to bring is ways to optimize those processes more regionally and across the CONUS. With that change, we've got to be able to teach those individuals why our program is going to be successful, why it's going to be able to help them support the warfighter better.
DTCI is a joint effort between the Department of Defense and the Single Touch Coordinator to develop and recommend ways to improve DoD transportation processes. It offers enhanced reliability, predictability, and visibility, reduced cycle times and cost, improved metrics, and it's coming to a distribution center near you.
There are 3 implementation phases. The first phase involves the DLA distribution centers. 18 CONUS sites will roll in under DTCI. Under phase 2 of the DTCI implementation, the co-located service sites, those sites that are within 50 miles of a distribution center, will be added under DTCI, increasing the volume of freight being moved under the DTCI contract. The third phase involves adding additional service sites, and then ultimately the contract allows for going to 260 shipping sites.
The transition to DTCI will be transparent to DLA and the service's customers and have limited impact on its distribution centers. However, customers can expect a higher level of service and confidence, just like that available to private citizens shipping through commercial providers.
DTCI will enhance warfighter readiness by allowing us to be better at what we were doing before. We're going to be able to get the warfighter what they need, when they need it, more effectively now.
For transportation planners and customer support personnel, DTCI will simplify researching the shipment status.
The people that actually handle the freight, where I do the admin side of it, it gives us open communications that they're able to see in the system. Instead of waiting, they can see for themselves.
DTCI is the Department of Defense's one-stop shipping solution that is transforming the way DoD freight is managed and moved. It increases operational effectiveness and efficiency and reduces costs through load optimization and consolidation. And it provides better customer support through a centrally managed distribution process. The Defense Transportation Coordination Initiative, changing the way we move freight.